Welcome to the Sneaking Into the Movies podcast. I'm Max Nathan.
And I'm Norman Davis. This week, we're talking about Sam Raimi's newest film, Send Help. But first, Max, I believe you have an announcement for the class.
That's right. The first month of our Sneaking Into the Movies marathon has now come to a close, meaning you can enter your totals for the movies you watched this month into the form in the link in our Instagram bio. Just a reminder, the winner of this month's Sneaking Into the Movies marathon will win a $10 gift card to the theater of your choosing and the ability to pick a movie for us to do an episode on.
I can't wait to see who wins, who watched the most movies. I'm terrified to see what you pick for us. Please, please, please give us something good to watch. You're more than welcome to give something bad to watch. Some real stinkers that just came to the top of my head in theaters and at home. You could really screw Max and I over. That being said, let's talk about a movie that we have seen, which is Send Help.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
This has been an interesting January for movies.
Absolutely fantastic January for movies, honestly. I'm honestly just floored by how good the movies have been this January.
So I'm going to take it you liked it.
I did.
I also liked it quite a bit.
Yeah.
Send Help stars Rachel McAdams and Dylan O'Brien. It is about an employee and her insufferable boss as they become stranded on a deserted island, and the only way that they can survive is by working together. So this is an original horror movie.
Mm-hmm.
We love original movies here. You know, we love our slop, we love our remakes, we love our whatever, but we love original movies here. It seems like everyone does, because my theater was packed and was having a great time. I don't know, Max, were you in a similar boat?
Yeah, I feel like the crowd component of this movie is one that is really important to talk about. I think Sam Raimi specifically is a director that's very focused on the audience. I think James Cameron is another guy that's probably the most like that. He's very concerned with, how is the audience going to react to this sequence? I don't want people to get bored. Like it's very audience first. And I feel like Sam is also from that school of thinking as well. I want to ask, how was the theater environment for you?
It was great. People were reacting when they were supposed to. A lot of laughs, a lot of ew when something ew happens.
Yes,
there's some ewy stuff that happens in this movie.
A lot of ewy stuff.
It was great. A couple chatters, but I'm used to them at this point. They can't hurt me anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it was. I had a great audience. It's a theater I don't typically go to, but I had a good time.
Yeah, I did too. There's so many moments in the movie that are, it's the typical Sam Raimi thing, man. It's something, he'll show you something so gross and honestly unsettling that it loops all the way around to being funny. And then he takes it all the way to 10, and then he takes it a step further. And then it just gets funnier and funnier and funnier as it goes, as it gets more absurd. I think, one of those moments for me, spoilers for Send Help, obviously. I think the moment for me that was kind of like where I first kind of realized what kind of movie we were in, and I, just got really locked in after that, was when she goes and hunts the boar.
Yeah.
And her entire fight with that boar, where it's kind of like, first it's like vomiting at her, and then it like spews blood all over, really gnarly effects. And Rachel McAdams is obviously going beast mode. Norman, what did you think of that sequence, and what did you think of Rachel McAdams in this movie, more importantly?
Yeah, I agree. That's kind of when it's really turned into a Sam Raimi movie.
Mm-hmm.
Just gross. I was ewing. My whole audience was ewing, like you said.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, Rachel McAdams, I thought was incredible in this movie. I thought she was fantastic. I also want to say, shout out Dylan O'Brien. He's a guy I haven't really seen in a much. I watched those Maze Runner movies growing up.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't really followed him too much since, but I thought he killed it in this.
He seems to be one of our great comedic actors. right
Yeah,
now.
I hope this is a kind of new launching off point for him. Not that the Maze Runner movies weren't huge, but a lot of these
Yes.
kind of young adult. It's like Josh Hutcherson. You know, he did like Hunger Games. He was huge, and then he kind of disappeared for a while, and now he's in all these big things. Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yep.
I Love L.A. The Beekeeper. I know you. I know Max loves
Yep.
The Beekeeper.
That was a key text in the Josh Hutchersons.
Yeah. So hopefully Dylan O'Brien gets the same treatment here. I'd love to see this guy in more things. Yeah, funny things. He was very, very funny. Great comedic timing.
Yes.
That's what happens when you work with one of the best, Sam Raimi. So
Yeah, Dylan O'Brien, he was also in an awesome movie called Twinless last year. You should check that out. It was pretty good. Really solid movie, and he's also kind of, that movie's funny, but it has a little bit of a dark twist to it. But yeah, no, really, really great stuff between the two of them. Let's rewind a little bit. Let's talk about the plane crash here. This is an insane scene. I personally, Norman, do you have a fear of flying?
no, I don't
Okay.
really at all.
Okay. So I do. And this shit is like probably, worst case scenario for, what you could see if you got that sort of thing. Rachel McAdams also has a fear of flying. And supposedly she was, she was kind of struggling with that, activating that whole thing. But yeah, no, this is a crazy plane crash sequence. I can't think of that many plane crash sequences that I've seen in movies. I don't feel like it's attempted a ton, but
It's usually very quick.
yes.
Kind of took a second.
Yeah.
This was spooking you out as someone who's afraid of flying.
Yeah, man, like it was so methodical the way they did it, where it was like first you kind of get that little bit of turbulence and it's like, oh, and then, guy hits the ceiling. It's that bad. And then it's like, okay, this is getting a little serious. And then stuff starts to rumble and you see that, the walls start to shake. The walls come undone. It was almost like a Rube Goldberg machine of like just terror in that one little isolated sequence. I really, really loved it for that reason. It just kept kind of getting worse and worse and worse and worse. I was struggling to think of something that I've seen in a movie, at least recently, that was like that elaborate and, well shot and well made. From each thing with like, like I said, the kind of like first the guy hits the ceiling and then the window goes out and the guy is like grabbing at Rachel McAdams and then his tie gets clipped on the side of the plane as he goes out and he's hitting the side and he's like, oh, why didn't you, save me or whatever. Yes. And then we end up on the island. Norman, if this happened to you, are you making it? What are you doing? What are you doing when you get to that island?
I don't know. Like, you think it would be easy.
I mean,
Maybe not think.
yeah.
I don't know. But you need food and water, right?
Yes. And shelter.
And shelter. I feel like, I don't know. Maybe I'm being cocky here, but I feel like I could be locked.
You could do,
Probably,
okay.
Probably not as locked in as Linda Little here.
Yeah.
But I don't know. What about you? Like, are you dead in a day? Are you dead in a week? I mean, they were there presumably for like weeks to months by the time this movie ends.
Yes.
I don't know about all that, but I think I can make it a couple days.
Well, and then you learn that she's not exactly.
Yeah.
She is extremely competent, but she's clearly got some help, from something. Yeah, no, I think I'm dead in a little, not that long, probably like a week. I think I could make it a little bit, but I don't know. It just seems, it seems tough out there, especially if you're coming off of the plane crash. Like if Dylan O'Brien like crashed there and he was just alone, he would have died for sure.
Yeah.
Well,
he was also stupid incompetent.
yes.
Not even counting his injuries he sustained.
Yeah. And that's kind of what the movie like goes out of its way to like, it's kind of what the movie's about is like Linda is kind of at the start of the movie promised this vice president position to him, who it's promised to her by Bradley's father, who has died recently. We've learned, and it's I don't know. Did you catch who Bradley's father is? Oh yeah,
that was Bruce Campbell.
Yep, it's the man.
I didn't see the car. That's what I need to look it up.
What car?
The car from Evil Dead is in every Sam Raimi movie.
Okay, I did not see it either.
It's like the Pizza Planet truck.
She's in. I'm thinking she was in the parking garage at one point. No, of her.
It was probably there.
It was probably there. Yeah.
They actually, fun fact, put it in the trailer for Multiverse of Madness.
Is it in the sequence where they're like floating through the universes?
Mm-mm.
Where is that?
It's in the evil Doctor Strange universe.
Oh,
In the incursion, just there's a car floating around, and it's the car.
Yeah. Pretty rad. Pretty rad.
Yeah, I was gonna find. I think Ted Raimi is his brother.
Yeah, I
Maybe
didn't see him in this. I don't think he's in this.
You know who he played in Multiverse of Madness?
No.
He played the Souls of the Damned.
Mm.
All those oohs and ahs, that was him. Yeah.
Nice.
Fun little fact. I should have said that last week, but here we are.
Yep.
But yeah, Bruce Campbell. Good bit.
Yes.
Curious how he's gonna pop up in this one.
Yeah. So he's in the painting in the background, and so Linda is very upset that she's not going to get this vice president position. That becomes clear after Dylan O'Brien enters the picture, and he's like a total douchebag, and he's like, I want my golf buddy to be the vice president. And that's kind of how that goes. But she kind of puts her head down. She's like, okay, I'm going to make the best of this. And she gets on this plane to go for the Bangkok merger, and then they end up on a deserted island together. And she's into Survivor, and we learn before that she also is kind of like, maybe they had an interaction where she thought he might have been into her at like some Christmas party. So there's kind of a, established relationship, at least on her end. And then we get to this island, and he's fucked, and she's extremely competent. It's pretty great stuff. And then she kind of learns, like, over the course of the movie, like, she kind of like gains more and more of her agency, and kind of realizing, like, look, we're outside of the office. It kind of like redefines their relationship and her relationship to herself almost. Norman, what did you think of her arc throughout the movie?
I liked it a lot. I thought her character was just fantastic.
Yeah.
She went going a little crazy.
Yes.
She didn't want to leave the island.
Yeah.
Which, if your life sucks and your only friend's a bird and all you do is watch Survivor when you're not at work, it's probably your dream to just be on an island forever.
And basically torture your, guy who was torturing you in your other life. Mm-hmm. So they kind of lay out a lot of the reasons why, like, it's you kind of understand why she wants to stay on the island. Like, she's perfectly fine. Like, she's, has a source of, food, water, shelter. She's making it work. Mm-hmm. And Dylan O'Brien is obviously the guy that's like, I got to get off this island at all costs, which is also understandable. Norman, what did you think of their relationship as it unfolds in the movie? Because it kind of goes from being like a, adversarial thing, and then they tease like, is it romantic? And then it kind of turns into something else. What did you think of that over the course of the whole movie?
I liked it. I found it very not predictable, for lack of better
I agree.
It really was like a will they, won't they kind of thing. Any movie or scenario you hear about a man and a woman trapped on an island, like, you're gonna think it's gonna go there anyways.
Yes.
And yeah, like they tease around with it. You get a hint that Linda might be a little interested in him.
Yes.
But Mr. Bradley sucks.
Yeah, and well, you do get like him being interested in her, although it's kind of unveiled that it's more of a strategic thing for him.
Yeah.
And it is a will they, won't they, until it becomes very clear that they won't, and he is just trying to manipulate her to build a raft and get off of this island.
Yeah. Terrible raft, by the way.
What did you think of that sequence?
I really felt it. I was like, damn. Like, I knew there was no way they were just gonna have a nice dinner and
Yep.
do whatever. But yeah, I was like, that's messed up.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I was
I was
fooled.
really hoping. I was really hoping for Bradley. I was like, that'd be cool. Maybe wake up in the morning and then run off or whatever.
Yeah. No.
No,
He tried to poison her
just
with the
poison
berries.
her. Yeah, he didn't do a very good job.
Not at all. He got smoked by the first wave he saw, basically.
Yeah, then he came back, and the most disgusting, nerve-wracking scene in the whole movie happened. I would say this is. I mean, it's the first day of February, but I would say this is the nastiest thing I've seen in a movie all year. But we did just talk about Bone Temple like 2 weeks ago, so I don't know.
I mean,
Max-
okay, what's worse, the skinning in the Bone Temple or this? They don't show anything, but it's implied that she's cutting off his
Castrating.
balls. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess let me ask you: Did you think she was cutting off his balls?
I totally did.
I
was
totally
fooled.
did too.
I don't know. I think it's a testament to like Sam Raimi as a filmmaker and this script that I was. We watch a lot of movies. I was fooled by everything. I was fully along for the ride for this movie. All the twists and turns kind of got me. There was never a moment where I was like, okay, we're going here, then we're going here. I was never bored like that. And I fully thought that she was getting him.
I did too. I will say we'll talk about it. I assume the big twist didn't get me. I don't know
Okay.
about you, but yeah, like pretty much like I said, the rest of the movie, all the twists and turns, just in worse off hands. This movie's very predictable and just not very good.
Yes.
But I mean, we talked about it a ton last week with Multiverse of Madness. Like you bring in someone like Sam Raimi, and just makes it look easy.
Yes. I mean, yeah, and so much of that has to do with knowing how to have fun with all of these elements. Like, it is this kind of horror thriller, but it's also maybe a romance until it isn't. And it's a gross out thing sometimes, and it's this and it's that, and it's also this extremely subversive thing where you get this twist, and you're like, oh, and it's so many different things rolled into one, and that's what and it's also. I think the most important thing about all of Sam Raimi's movies is they feel very sincere. Like, everything about them feels very sincere. There's a heart to it that you can feel when you watch these movies. And yeah, I was just, I was got by everything they did.
Yeah, same here.
But yeah, you want to talk about the kind of ending here, the twist?
Yeah. So let me ask you, what did you think? So I guess for those of y'all who haven't seen it and don't care about spoilers, when she's taking Dylan O'Brien around the island, once he's a little better, obviously she's like, don't go past those big two arch stones. There's a bunch of poison ivy and you'll die, essentially.
Yes.
What did you think that was before you found out?
I thought that was where she was, like, kind of at the bottom of the waterfall, and she saw the boat going by. And she was like, don't go over there because you might see the people that can get us off this island. What it ultimately becomes is there's a mansion over there that's totally empty that she's taking food from and taking resources from and using that on the, the beach of the island. And basically, fooling Dylan O'Brien in a sense. She is extremely competent. Like, before she ends up finding that, she is... making the shelter and, making the water and stuff. And
Fishing and killing boars.
Yeah. But, I didn't expect it at all. So you expected it though, right?
I thought it was going to be civilization. I didn't think it would just be one house. I thought it was maybe some uncontacted tribe or something like that.
Oh,
but
shit.
I knew there were like people or something there.
Yeah.
I guess I was still wrong, but I liked that it was just an empty mansion. That was way cooler than the picture I had in my head.
Yeah. I think the picture you had in your head sounds cool, though. Equally cool. Like, I think that you could have done something there as well.
Yeah, but then, I don't know. I mean, obviously I was watching the movie, so I was trying not too hard to think. But I was like, if there's like a whole village of people here, won't they? I don't know. But, yeah, it was a cool twist. Just a big old empty mansion. Very fun kind of last set piece. Just
Yes.
different than because this whole movie takes place on an island, and then you just kind of end in this mansion, and get like the best match cut ever.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, she's about to kill him in the or yeah, she's about to kill him in the mansion area, and they do that little match cut where she's taking the swing with the golf club, getting him in the head, and then it's the golf ball, and she's at a golf tournament, and she became the president of the company. And she says the line, I believe she says, the reporter asks her, like, what do you want to say to other, young women trying to succeed in the industry, or some question like that. And she responds with, no one's coming to save you, so save yourself, or something along those lines. And she literally winks at the camera, which is a lot of fun. Kind of, putting that bow on the movie. What do you think of all of that? That ending?
The ending, I loved it. I will say, since you brought up a camera, shout out Bill Pope, one of the greatest to ever do it, shot this movie. I was a little worried about Bill Pope for a while. There was a movie a couple of years ago. You know what I'm talking about?
I know the Marvel movie he shot not that long ago.
Yeah. I remember finding that out after seeing Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, aka one of the ugliest looking movies ever made.
Before that, he also shot Shang-Chi. Didn't he?
I didn't know that.
I think he did.
I can check it. I knew. Oh yeah, he did do Shang-Chi. I just pulled it up here. But yeah, I mean, he did The Matrix. He did the first three, the good Spider-Man movies. But yeah, he did Quantumania, which is like I don't pin that on him, but
yeah,
it's like the worst looking movie ever.
Yeah.
I just remember getting out of Quantumania back when I saw it with Preston.
Mm-hmm.
I was just like, this was shot by the dude who shot The Matrix. But anyways, he's back in action here. This was like we said, very, very nice looking movie, well shot movie.
You've got the whole gang here. You've got, Elfman on the score as well. A lot
Good
of
score too.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of the classic Sam Raimi guys. And it makes for a very good classic Sam Raimi experience, in my opinion. I think, Norman, where would you just kind of ballpark, like, if you're ranking his movies? I know we probably should have prepared for something like this, but where do you think this is landing on your overall Sam Raimi ranking?
Top of my head, probably go like mid tier.
I would agree. Still a very good.
Raimi's one of my favorite directors. I
Yeah.
should say. So like when I'm saying mid tier, it's like saying a PTA, like One Battle After Another is a mid tier Paul Thomas Anderson movie. It's still the best movie I've seen in 5 years. Yeah, I don't know if I'd put this over like Spider-Man or Evil Dead, any of those. I don't think I'm ready for that.
I think it's like firmly Drag Me to Hell range.
Yeah, I put it right around there too. It's better than some of his more Doctor Strange, Wizard of Oz situations.
We didn't really talk about that on the Multiverse of Madness episode, but after the rewatch, I think that is easily his worst movie.
Have you ever sseen Oz the Great and Powerful?
No, I haven't. I still gotta watch that.
That movie is like beyond atrocious.
Okay.
That movie's horrendous. I don't. It's not his fault for the most part.
Big Disney movie. A lot of
like it's directed well. It just has a horrible script. Not a great lead. I used to like James Franco quite a bit, but he wasn't very good in that movie.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I put this around the mid tier. There's still a couple of Sam Raimi's I got to see, to be honest, but
I do too. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought this was a great time. What a cool movie to get in January.
Yeah, and the thing about this, like having a conversation about this movie, is like, we're trying our best. I think both of us, not to just say like, yeah, this shit was cool, this shit was cool, this shit was sick the whole time. But this shit was sick. Like this was awesome.
I mean, like we said, like the synopsis, like that's what you get. It's a plane crash and two people stuck on an island and how they get around it. And like I said earlier, in lesser hands, this is a predictable kind of whatever movie. But you get someone like Sam Raimi, And Max, clearly we're not the only ones who think this, because this movie had a fantastic weekend at the box office.
Yeah. I mean, we'll talk about that a little later. Let's talk about that a little later.
Sure.
I want to tell you about some movies that it kind of very much reminded me of. I was thinking about Old a lot just because of the obvious, like,
Yeah.
people on a beach, stuff's getting weird, that kind of thing. It feels very like one of Hitchcock's movies, like Hitchcockian. Like you kind of have these two leads that are, maybe in this romance until, they start beating the shit out of each other. That doesn't happen in very many Hitchcock movies.
I get what you mean.
But yeah, no, I was thinking about those movies. Were you thinking about anything kind of during this movie? Like, oh, this kind of feels like this or this.
Honestly, not really. I mean,
Okay.
thought of Castaway a little bit, just because, movie about someone stuck on an island.
Supposedly, like in the early stages of the movie, someone said the script was like a mix of like Castaway and Misery, and Raimi heard that, and the production team heard that, and they tried to do everything they could in the filming of the movie to kind of avoid those parallels.
Sorry, Sam Raimi.
Yeah, at the end of the day, like the premise is very, it's in the premise, but this movie does. And full transparency, I have not seen Castaway or Misery, so probably got to do my homework there. Have you seen either of those movies?
I've seen Castaway.
Okay. And Castaway is present here, I would imagine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I think that they do a good job of kind of making this movie feel like its own thing. How many movies, have you seen where, Rachel McAdams gets, a like million pounds of blood splattered on her by a giant boar, and the scene where she saves Dylan O'Brien for the second time after he fucks up on the raft, and she's just like vomiting on him for like 2 minutes straight. It's like such a long time, and yeah, no, my audience was just like dying at that. Like it just kept going. There's a lot of that stuff where it's just like it's something that's like kind of funny on the surface, and then they take it. It's almost like a Tim Robinson thing. Like it just goes like so fucking far to the point where it's just absolutely absurd and ridiculous. Did you have a favorite kind of like version of that kind of moment in the movie?
I mean, it had to be the castration,
Yeah.
Yeah, just like, and it turns out it's this rat, but
Yep.
I really thought she was about to pick up a pair of fake balls.
I did too. And Dylan O'Brien, I gotta say, is so good in that scene. Just like the acting without, like, he can't move his face because he can't feel anything. But him just going like the noises he was making, like the like that shit was so funny. Yeah, really, really good. I thought that like if we're doing like, this movie's not getting nominated for Oscars, but if we're doing an Oscars clip reel for Dylan O'Brien, like I want that scene where he's just going like,
Hey, maybe we'll see him at
like,
the Sneakies. It's still early, but
hey, Sneakies coming this March. Tune in. March, right? Yeah, I think March. We'll figure that out.
It's like the Oscars, but awesome.
Yeah. Yes. So yeah, there's this. We didn't even talk about the moment when Dylan O'Brien's like fiance comes up. Did you? That was the one moment where you're like, okay, she's about. Like I could see, like, okay, we all know what's gonna happen here.
Mm-hmm.
And she takes his fiance and this other dude that's with her up to this gigantic ledge, and she basically pushes them off. Although that was the one thing in the movie where I was like, they kind of like play it. They kind of get a little cute with it, where like they kind of cut to black before anything actually happens, and it's like, and then they like later when she's kind of doing her whole like, it was me the whole time, and I found this mansion thing, and she was like, she kind of explains to him that it was me that pushed them off, and it was like, Yeah, we know. Like,
Obviously, yeah.
yeah. So that was the one thing in the movie where I was like, they probably didn't need to like cut to black, and you could have just done that there, and had her explain it later in the movie to Dylan O'Brien's character. But yeah, what'd you think of that, and what did you think of what happens after on the beach?
I mean, yeah, it was pretty crazy. I didn't think that Dylan O'Brien would find out.
Okay. And he's really good in that scene where he finds out what he just freaks. You think he's gonna
Yeah.
they do go like totally like feral on each other. The effects in that scene were crazy too, where he like rips her head off. Like her scalp comes off.
Like damn near pokes her eye out.
Yeah, no, that was another part where my audience just lost it when there like his thumb goes in her eye and it like turns into like, oh, the effect is just awesome. And yeah, it's just a lot of good stuff like that. But you have the like her Rachel McAdams takes a quote unquote sick day. She's obviously, kind of like dealing with what she has just done. The fiance washes up on the shore. Did you think that was actually happening? The fiance washing up on the shore.
Oh, you like
and
thought
then,
she was hallucinating?
Well, she wasn't she? Because she turns into like a zombie and then jump scares. I thought the jump scare was amazing when like she's just like
you're saying when she was hallucinating? No,
yes.
I thought she was dreaming.
Okay.
Like I said, I didn't think he would find out. I thought this movie was, I don't know.
Yeah, I thought that zombie jump scare where she was like standing behind her the whole time, and then like the transition to the, she, waves the torch across and it turns into dust and it goes up in the air.
Awesome.
Really good stuff. So yeah, Linda Little, strategy and planning, did her thing in this movie.
Yeah, shout out Linda Little.
Strategized and planned the shit out of that, whole operation, and she's now the president of whatever the hell that company's called.
Preston.
It's called Preston?
Mm-hmm.
For real?
Yeah, that's Bradley's last name.
Oh,
It's
shit.
called
Okay.
Preston Logistics or something.
Preston Logistics. Okay.
Yeah.
What do you think they do at what were they doing at Preston Logistics?
I don't even think they knew. Like I don't think Sam Raimi or
Yeah.
writers knew.
Yeah.
It's just like business numbers.
Bangkok merger.
Whatever that means.
Yeah. So let's talk about some box office. Norman, you want to hit it?
Yeah, this was a big weekend for the box office. Big weekend for horror. Big weekend for original horror.
Mm-hmm.
And there's another movie that came out that we'll talk about. But number one at the box office weekend was Send Help, the movie we've been talking about for the past hour. Came in around $20 million domestically, another $8 million from overseas, bringing it to around $28 million on a $40 million budget. That's great. That's great for January original horror. It's just good news all around. You just love to see it. I think this will have pretty strong legs.
Yes.
Not seeing a lot of people not liking this movie. Like I said, my theater had a great time. I would be shocked if anyone in there walked out disappointed. So yeah, I think this movie only has room to make more money. Shines a sad light, I think, on Bone Temple. I think people just didn't want to see that. I mean, that's just how it is.
There were a number of things which we got into on that episode why that one didn't quite.
Like we're still in a pandemic when you think about it, as long as you get that third one, for the arts, not the charts. But yeah, down there at number 2 was Iron Lung. For those of you who don't, this was directed by Markiplier.
It's like co-written by him as well, and almost financed entirely by him, I believe.
Yeah. Do you know this? You know the story about this?
You probably know it better than me.
So Iron Lung is an indie game. I have not played it. That Markiplier played, and I guess fell in love with enough to get in contact with the creator and get the movie rights. And yeah, he stars in this movie too. He stars, direct, wrote it. Completely funded it by himself. It is an independent movie, which is incredible that a movie independent can do that well. I think it had a $4 million production budget, and it finished around $18 million.
Yeah. So already like multiple times over made its money back.
Yeah, which is incredible. I haven't seen it yet. I haven't heard the best things, to be honest. But this is fantastic.
Yeah. I'm probably going to go see it because I think it's near me.
Yeah, it was. I'd never see this ever. It was like sold out at my theater. When I was getting Send Help tickets, there were just like grayed out showings all weekend. I mean, it makes sense. Like, our age range kind of grew up with Markiplier. Were you a big Markiplier watcher back in the day?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was too. And like, no matter how bad this movie is, I'll always be a little interested. Just because that's not fair to say I haven't seen it. It's getting mixed reviews. That's it. But I mean, this is just really, really cool. We've had some YouTubers make movies before. Obviously, what's that? It was Come Back to Me. What was Talk to Me, right?
Talk to Me. Yes.
Yeah, Talk to
Come
Me.
back to me.
Come Back to Me, please.
Yeah.
That was a YouTube movie. We have The Backrooms coming up. That was directed by a YouTuber.
Yep. Kane Parsons.
Yeah, and this is, I don't know, interesting. We've kind of talked about like the Gen Z nostalgia of things a couple times over the past couple months. Yeah, I think this falls into that. Good weekend for horror. Perhaps the scariest movie of all, though. Came in at number 3, Max. Max, you wanna? I'm gonna give this one to you. I'm gonna hand off the mic here.
Okay, I'll go for it. So the Melania thing came out this weekend, whatever the fuck that is.
Melania, the new film. That's the tagline.
Yeah, the tagline is a new film.
Not to be confused with the old Melania film, I guess.
Yeah. This is just, we're obviously not going to see this movie. This is probably some kind of, corrupt operation where Jeff Bezos donated them a ton of money.
It's propaganda.
Yeah. Do you know about the budget on this movie? This is like being reported.
$40 million.
Yeah, it's being reported to be the most expensive documentary in history.
Only after 2 of like the Planet Earth movies, which are some of the most like innovative, important documentaries ever.
Yeah.
Then you have one about, like, I don't even know what this is about. Like, it's obviously about her, but
I believe it is about I think it's like a couple of weeks before the inauguration, and I've heard it's just about her picking what outfit she's gonna wear.
I bet. I was gonna say we're not fans of anything going on right now here on Sneaking the Movies.
No.
That woman, she's been in our lives for 10 years now. 0, 0, 0 negative charisma. And the only clip I have seen from this is her being, so everybody wants to know about me. I'm like, no one does. Like, just straight up, no one does.
Yeah. First of all, okay, so let's talk about the box office here. The movie made like around $8 million. Came in third behind Iron Lung and Send Help here. And yet, it is all over the trades. On all of these box office articles, it's all about Melania. Melania this, Melania that. And we haven't been, paying attention to this specifically for the longest of times. But I have never seen the third place movie get this much fucking attention. And obviously it has to do with the Trump stuff and all of that stuff. This movie clearly sucks. Like, it's not getting good reviews at all. And it came
apparently
in third
it really
place.
is about nothing.
Yeah.
I read a review, and the review started with talking about her life, like where she's from, how she met Trump. And at the end of that paragraph, it said, none of this is in the movie. I had to look all this up. This movie tells you nothing about this woman.
There you go.
I mean, it's state propaganda.
The people that went to go see this movie, so 72% of them, female. Okay. 78% of them, of all of the audience, is age 55 or up. So primarily you have a bunch of old ladies whose brains are mush watching this movie. Should this conversation even go further than this?
I don't know. Yeah, it's just weird. It's weird that no documentary in general gets pushed like this. It's weird that such a big studio. I mean, it's Amazon MGM,
who are
trash.
Yeah.
Yeah. We will not be seeing He-Man now, Jeff Bezos. After the Melania incident, we will not be seeing He-Man.
We weren't seeing He-Man after the trailer.
I know. I honestly try and avoid a lot of what Amazon MGM does these days because it's just like disgusting. Go see Send Help. Don't see Melania. You're probably not a woman over the age of 55 if you're listening to Sneaking into the Movies. So it sounds like you're not going to enjoy it because you're not in the clientele. I actually read an article from IndieWire. Sorry to keep harping on Melania. It's just, I don't know. This is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
They surveyed 1,000 theaters across the entire country and found that only 2 of them sold out. It was in one was in Missouri and one was on some beach in Florida. And I wholeheartedly think those were retirement home field trips.
It's very possible. It's very possible. Tie a little bow on the Send Help discussion. You got any final thoughts?
No, I mean I really liked it. If you've listened this far, it doesn't really matter to you, but I think it is best just go see this movie, just have a good time, ride the roller coaster, get in the plane, but don't wait for help because it's not coming.
No one's coming to save you.
No one's coming to save you.
I'm just gonna poke a little hole in this movie. It's kind of you got Bradley, who's like this guy who's like very stereotypical, just like I like golf and ladies. That's all I do. And he is stranded on an island with Rachel McAdams and doesn't seem to think once like, oh, maybe I could get with Rachel McAdams. He is fully set on being a douchebag through and through. No persuasions about it. I a little unrealistic, honestly, in the face of Rachel McAdams.
It was unrealistic trying to convince us that Rachel McAdams was some ugly hag.
Yeah, that was the other thing. Like the casting of it was like, okay, I'm still looking at Rachel McAdams here. Like this,
they tried hard, but you can't contain that.
No,
you just can't. Go see Send Help.
Yes. That's gonna be. Let's do a little Sneaking into the Movies marathon. If you're, you heard it if you're listening this far, you heard it at the beginning of the episode. Make sure to get your totals entered into the form on our Instagram. And if you need a refresher on the rules, we'll be putting up a TikTok this week, and you can check the rules out on our Instagram page right now or TikTok as well. But yeah, the form.
The form. Max, let's do our own little. We got our own little challenge too. Max and I were trying to see who watches more movies this year. I have both of our letterboxes pulled up, and it seems like in January we are at a tie. We both watched 12 movies this month.
Whoa!
Yeah, we're both at 12 here. Yeah,
I was expecting you to beat me this month.
My roommates are actually watching Sentimental Value right. Or I guess it's February now. I'm going to watch that tomorrow, though. I'm excited.
That is a good one.
Max, what are we talking about next week?
We are talking about Super Bowl trailers. That's right. The Super Bowl is next week. And we are going to be coming out at a later date that week because, we record and then we edit and then the episode comes out. We take a day for each. So that day, instead of coming out on Tuesday, is going to come out on Wednesday. So stay tuned for that. And thank you for sneaking in with us.